Hello, everybody. It is March 27th, and right now we're taking a quick look at Elrond, seeing what the price action is telling us. The past couple of days here have been really good for Elrond. We had a nice price increase from $120 all the way to 140, and that was yesterday. And today we're seeing that movement continue to uptrend from the 140 all the way up to the 155 region, basically. A couple reasons why, a couple reasons where we anticipated this kind of support to be found here at the $120 region. And if you're looking back basically at this, we have Elrond here back in February 9th, where we had that massive increase. We got all the way up to the $216 region, downtrended back again here, and found that support at the 55 EMA. A couple times here, I wouldn't really take this long wick as a bit of a data point, just because there was a lot of panic selling, and people were just selling out of nowhere, and that's where Bitcoin dropped and had the whole market basically just selling off. So I wouldn't say this had any much of a technical reason or meaning to it, right? So overall, we're seeing that we found that ceiling at $217. We dropped back down 21 EMA here as a first stop at the $122 and played around for a bit. Then again, went back to the 55 EMA more accurately and hit that, found that support. Buyers came in at that point, uptrended again, and went back up to the $165 region. And that kind of gave us the enough data points to assume where Elrond likes to either find support or bounce away from the price or the resistance that we have here. So overall, knowing everything now, we know 55 EMA is a good support, and we know that this line over here should be some sort of a resistance. You're just connecting two tops of a price and projecting where the next resistance should be at. And over here from this side, besides the 55 EMA as a support, if we're connecting these 2 points over here, finding that, so 1, 2, we're finding that we sometimes squeeze at that. So that kind of validated it. As soon as we broke above it, you saw the price kind of go crazy. So more confirming the fact that this line over here is more of a reactive zone. And overall, we connect those two dots and we project the next support line. Where would that be? So overall, since March 9th, 10th over here, we've been consolidating. We've been going down, not until March 25 here, so a couple of days ago, where we found that support at 55 EMA. And after the price squeeze here, overall, we got rejected off the 21 EMA, found that support. Buyers came in, anticipated the buyers to come in overall, which attracts more buyers in return. And we see that Elrond kind of had that nice increase and actually broke above not only the 21 EMA, but the resistance line that we have over here. And today we're seeing that uptrend continue, which is pretty good overall. But overall right now, a couple things we can conclude out of this. For the most part, I would say the 21 EMA is more of a significant EMA, other than the other EMAs that we have over here, so the 8 and the 12. Overall, I would say the reason why is that we're more reactive to it in general. Since we downtrended here, we found that support at it, bounced back above, got rejected. Then again here, we came back to it, was close to it. Sellers tried to drive the price way below it. Buyers came in and actually had it close right at it. Then again, you'll see that happen again here, 55 EMA support. We tried to go back up, found some sort of resistance, and then we hug it and find that support at it a couple of times here, and over here, where buyers tried to actually come in and close above it successfully. So overall, we can tell that the 165 zone here is the zone where we anticipate sellers to step in every time. So I would say somewhere between the 170 and the $160 region. So that's pretty much confirmed. And overall, as soon as we get to that level, we got rejected, tried to find that support at the 21 EMA like we did before. It didn't work. And then ever since March 14th here, where we closed below it, we went back below, tried to retest it a couple of times and really got rejected for the longest time. March 20th, we're seeing a very clear rejection here by the sellers. Buyers tried to come in, sellers rejected it and actually closed the price right at it. And thus you see where the bearish sentiment right away here for the next week or so, where we downtrended and then again found that support at the 55 EMA. So what can we say about this right now? So we know that the 21 EMA is pretty important. We know that the 55 EMA is a good support, and we know that this zone over here is where we typically find sellers try to come in. So now overall we have this wedge, this symmetrical wedge, where it's more horizontal to the side. We know the boundaries we're in, we know the EMAs we're in. Overall, the good thing about yesterday is the fact that the volume, so as soon as we found that support, we anticipated buyers to come in. Not only that, we broke above the 21 EMA, which is pretty significant resistance right now that we've been trying to break since March 14th. We broke above that. We also broke above the wedge resistance, the upper ceiling that we have over here, broke above both. And if we're looking at the volume, we've been below the average volume since the beginning of the month, and then not until actually yesterday where we had that volume actually be larger than your average volume. So it's telling that there's a lot of interest, increased interest right now in Elrond. And just looking at this over here is pretty good. I like the chart. I like what the volume is telling me. At a breakout, we're having a lot of nice volume, breaking above those EMAs, and we're seeing that getting reflected over here where other buyers are actually looking at the same thing. So the next resistance we're looking at right now, I would say the next stop would be this range we're in. We'd be in right now the sell zone between the 160 and the 170. I would say, Elrond can still continue to go up there, but do we have enough momentum to break above it? I wouldn't say for the first time. I think we will have to jab against the zone a couple times and fight off the sellers so we can weaken this. We know every time the more we touch a resistance or a support line, the more it weakens it, the more likely you are to actually break above or below it. So now we know that this is what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the MACD overall here. This is the first day since March 12th here for almost for that period of time where we actually came back up to the positive, where we have a positive momentum, where buyers are in the market. And overall, if we go down to the 4-hour chart and we kind of zoom in, we'll see a couple of things just to get more accurate pricing or more accurate price points where we see this is going to be more reactive to. You can tell over here, you probably can't see it mainly on the daily chart, but you'll see here 1, 2, 3, 4 times where this region we had major sell-offs, right? First time, boom, second time, third time, fourth time. So now we do anticipate some sort of retracement come up. But what's different about this right now is that we actually broke above this resistance line that we have. So what I anticipate Elrond to do here is some sort of so usually if you're breaking off a wedge like this or breaking out of a pattern, you would go above it, come back to retest it, and then this is where you start seeing the actual buyers or where the interest in Elrond actually does increase, because anything can happen right here. We see a lot of fake outs where it goes up and then really just starts to go crazy or continue to go sideways a bit right here until we find more and more buyers and more interest. But right now, if we're looking at, we go down, we do find that we need to prove that this resistance that we had here for the longest time since the beginning of the year, the beginning of February, we need to make sure now we have to prove that this is now turning into a support. And I don't think Elrond right now did prove that yet. It did come back to retest it. If we look maybe at lower time frames over here, if we're seeing, I hate when this happens. So if we're looking maybe at 1 hour time frame, which is very low right now compared to the macro level, we broke above it, came back down to retest it, and it actually went up. So this could be your validation where we actually did retest and now this became a support rather than resistance. So that could have happened already. I don't know, just my intuition is not telling me yet. I think we can still drop back down at least back to the $1.43, so $143. I do expect some sort of a pullback still, and could not be all the way back down to this guy over here since we probably already tested it, but I would say at least somewhere to the $144 region where buyers will actually start coming in. And next up would be the $160 to the $170 region, and I would say something like this would probably happen where we jab across it the first time, play around for a bit, come back down, and have some sort of a higher low, come back up again, higher low, and then we squeeze where not enough sellers are there to actually defend this price point, and we'll see buyers actually catalyze the movement upwards, and more buyers will come in based on that. So something like this over here could happen as well, where we'll find something this higher lows, consistent ceiling of a resistance, and then buyers will have to prove themselves that there's more and more of them, and we'll have to break above this zone for us to see a continued trend upwards toward those higher levels over here. So it's pretty interesting the way things are playing out. A couple things could happen, so you need to watch out. If you're trading this, I expect a lot of volatility regardless. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree, disagree, or if there's anything that I missed here in the price action. And yeah, if you like the video, please comment, like, share, subscribe. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, then please do so. We have the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the other videos we have today.